Rob, you want to start us off?
Yeah, welcome to our August 10th Facilities Committee meeting at 4 o'clock. It was a little expected one. I think a few was on the calendar, including myself until tonight and so you until last. So sounds like Frank is pulling together for us, and let's see what we got.
Tricia, some ideas and comments of things that we get and go through. You know, Jim and I have things. So we'll just get right. The first thing I talk about is our phone. We done the switch, right? Jim, do you want to talk about that quick?
So we switched to another to upgrade essentially the backbone of our phone system. And Northeast IA is a local company, and they've come in. They're one of the PC approved vendors, and made the switch over, changed all the parts they need to make sure that the is upgraded to make sure we continue going on with the system we have on the planet.
It should, and fix some of our call issues at the elementary school, the other issues that we're having. So now that we've upgraded our system up to where we are, and again, remember the financial decision that was made. You know, we to a completely thing for 5 times the money, but this for I think $12,013.
It was
we can keep all the same hardware that we have.
Oh, cool.
So all the stay the same. All we're doing is increasing the infrastructure.
Strong unit.
I mean, we're set. We're back up. This is what all school districts use. We just have to be able to upgrade it. Very old system, and the software was very outdated and not supported any longer. So now we're back to where we need to be.
Cool.
So 10 coming. I think it's done. I'm going to get in Trish's and then go into mine because mine are a little bit longer. So, Trish, any of the applications that are associated with the plan? I think one of the things we need to talk about later is facility use for outside facilities during time frame. And that was not one that was addressed in my reopening plan. We'll talk about that later. I'm going to save that at the other end. You know, when we're talking about our filtration and filtration systems, we're going to do exactly what we did last year. I'm not going to really change anything. We're going to keep the 15s, 11 doors open and windows open. You know, we had a good sound last year. We've had it checked. We're going to continue to have it checked, carbon monoxide through both. You know, we have a lot of units. If we need more HEPA units or more, I think we were really proactive last year in ventilation, and I see no reason to change it at this point in time. We've done what we need to do, and you know, Joe last year, you know, with how we've done it, I see no change anything.
So it's in good shape.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we worked really hard on ventilation last year, and as long as we keep the protocols going and doing what we did, we're having guys. Everything, the filters are going to get shipped over. Before school starts, we're going to do this in the winter time we did previously. So you know, we're going to keep them updated. So I see a reason to do what we're doing. We're 13s and all can have 13s, 11s in the rooms, 11s. We have HEPA units that have low air circulation. Our tech room, which have air circulation, you'll see later, have the best quality system you can have in rooms. I mean, it's amazing what's in rooms. So
Do you get anything from this?
the staff have thanked me. I think the staff were felt pretty confident in the ventilation system, ventilation work that we've done.
So they're okay with it.
I so I mean, again, not exactly sure.
Yeah.
I haven't heard complaints about it. So, but we've done the work that, and we about it with our staff. As you know, I have a pretty open door policy when it comes to things. If there was concern, they would have brought it to me. Yeah.
And that outside air percent by temperature, all automatic.
Automatic, yep. So keep
And
them
that's like
yeah, we're at % right now. So if this is my brother, so I have a that goes. This office doesn't have coming in, except like main office area there does not. Mine does. I try to leave this open that vent going, so I have a HEPA unit out there to be able to do it. Because this is air quality. This office has the worst air quality. Yeah.
The canary.
For the canary, we figured that out. The whole thing going, oh, there really is no one here.
Where will you do the vocal lesson and or band?
We're looking at REM, large space
So-
instructions. We are going to use the auditorium for those large speeches. So like doing those vocal lessons is 5 kids, you know, so you spread them in a larger room, the LGR, you know, we're not going to do instruction like practice rooms or little tiny rooms. We're not going to do lessons in there. It'll be bigger spaces. But as I talked last night, we want to build the music programs back.
Yeah.
Yes, they got hurt. You know me, I'm a music person, so I want to go back to where they need. But we're all at what right now. We did buy. How many did we buy, Jim?
About 10 tables to sell what we have, make sure that we can meet the 6-foot radius in the lunchroom.
So our cafeteria tables, more. We have the ability of an overflow, be able to customize that. And the elementary school, Jeff is utilizing the hall gym as a cafeteria.
Oh, interesting.
Well, if we're at 6 feet,
Yeah.
we can't all in there.
Yeah.
Right.
So we've talked about it today. Got the small gym up. He's going to utilize the cafeteria. He uses our cafeteria. Then the old step off to the there that kids utilizes, and then we'll use that as our action rooms. So we need to put some there, and that will put more students. Because we had it pretty cramped. Like we were running out of stuff, but we figured it we can keep them and do it. So we have the cafeteria lunch he's figured out. So we're pretty
So you don't use plastic this year?
No. Yeah. So we're pretty happy with.
You'll be able to pick between the 3, depending on whether.
So the 3 and 6 is pretty simple. We're always going to be safe cafeteria. You know,
Mhm.
I think when the nicer guys that we'll see, we'll probably just 6 feet. Anticipating for the low, like the moderate transition. But simple. My concern is going to be last year they stated that secondary grade 7 through 12, this is before all vaccines and everything else, that was a high rate of transmission. We were 6 for that for second, but still 3 for the elementary. Would hate to see they would do that again. And then we would have to transition. We do have a transition plan though, for high school, they can switch it on. So if we need to, then every other instructor.
Oh,
So, yeah, if we had to, we'd go virtual for a week, and we change up rooms and go to an everyday program. That's worst case scenario, but I don't have to have that.
Got it.
So other than that, I think we're set on those.
And people eat outside this?
Oh, yeah,
Awesome.
I think
Tradition.
the outside component of COVID is probably the best thing in education because it's made the campus actually campus. So outside, halls, classes, spaces now, people are going to use them in a whole different. And that's when we do construction projects from this point. We really always get how we make construction spaces outside. We build a pavilion today.
Mhm.
Or do we build these where we have the ability to do outside things 4 months out of the year? But that's the one COVID that's actually been
That's
really
great.
good. Athletic facility and field update. So the football field and the baseball field got all brand new coat work. Field. The ones that are here are top-notch shape. They're also putting conditioner on it about every other week. They're putting conditioner on it. Those fields are in shape. Actually, Al Tursky sent me an unsolicited one. He goes, I was there. We looked at it. He goes, whoever did it is amazing. And so is so the ball and the ball are. We had our guys a lot of time out there. A whole bunch of dirt on. The field that we're building over there. You guys can take a ride over and check. It's all out. It's all done. You have to get some more dirt on it and there look at getting a little backstop for now, so we can get there and then that's ready to go. The guys did a great cutting it in using dirt we had, using mix that we had. Said they had to cut it so much we need about 2 more inch mix out there. But it's a nice practice, a nice field to have that over.
And that's till spring anyway, right?
So,
Yeah.
spring,
Softball.
all in great shape. Yeah,
Yeah,
so, yeah, but we work now, just, we have time. On that, our field will be in very good shape. Our grass, turned on the water today, everything seems to be ready to go. Issue with that. First, pull all of the weeds out of the area is a good thing. The are in there are crap. There's still they ordered today.
Hasn't been over yet, but we quote for it.
So I have a quote for fill. There's a filler that goes on top of it that you can buy. Will fill the crack and make it so it's like playable. And so we're putting it on there and looking at the paint as a match. But the filler can actually you'll be off, but what it is. And that's won't go with it. They also are buying the spray that goes on to be able to help.
Did we ever cut down trees?
Did not cut down the trees. Trees really aren't the big, because the only reason it was the biggest issue is it was time, right? Typically, that's not the issue. The major issue is of that time. Make sure that weeds are cut, the barrier on the end, there's no drainage. It's built up over the tennis court. So if you hit the tennis court, then weeds and the dirt goes up like this. So no drainage to go because it gets blocked. So they have to cut that away and
Is that a big problem over there?
when it's the moment it is, when they're done and let's say everything's gone and dead, then they go in there with a clean it all out, create that area, that will help out. Trees aren't the major, but they cut some of the area above. I believe they did that already.
They did.
So they went up with a saw, like cut off the that was overhanging. So no matter how many you cut down, still trees over there. I mean, there's tons of trees. That's not the bigger issue. The issue is upkeep and some of that. If that on it, they're cut off, they're doing to keep it up, you're going to have the issues. And that's the issue that we deal with.
Leaf litter. Yeah.
I mean, leaf litter is going to have reverse trees. You have to cut a lot of trees over there to be able to make. The bigger issue is making sure that we keep the maintenance and getting to where it needs to be. And eventually, the whole will be done. Capital project, but it's like $50,000, maybe cheaper.
Well, yeah.
But
Likely,
we also track up surfacing this year. So something that we're going to have to be budgeting for next year, resurfacing track. So everything gets a
The last time that was done?
It was when you guys developed the plan years ago. You looked at when was when
15.
this was the deadline that you put on it was for the coming year, and then we would.
For some reason, I felt like we've done it after on the board. Maybe I suppose not. Yeah, 4 years.
That was on the plan that you developed, right?
Yeah,
Someone-
on the plan, the whole irrigation or the yes.
Yeah, was done to be able to do it, but I will. It's expensive, but some of the that we're in with our facilities, there was deferred on a lot of these things. It's like, it's fine for now, and when it's happening, right, that'd be good. And
In terms of tennis courts, and how did we spend all that? I don't know. It looks like that.
We're not going to. We're just going to get it, just like what we're doing. Elementary school now, fixing it, but we're not all going back. We're fixing it completely. We're not going along. We got to continue. On that, I think our facilities outside. Our director of facilities, our facilities management person.
Is there?
Well, we're not there yet. Okay. Again, it's a state with over 300 people. Jim, do you want to explain this process that we're going through?
So for civil service, you have to use the three. The third person down, you use the same number and you send a letter to everyone. You sent a letter who was on the hunt. wait a week until time to get it back. Send to the 95s, then you send 90s, then you send 85s, then you send 70, the 80s, send to 75. We're at the point where we sent the letters to 75.
Wow.
Have 2 responses out of the 290. There are still another 50 or so on the list at 70. If we don't get any more positive from that list when I end it next Monday, so given another week Monday after, the list is broken. We can anyone who qualifies, and they'll get the test one again.
So we are close to being able to either interview, get another person, go through, close to posting. It's just, you have this due diligence. I think maybe that was the reason in the past it was a little bit.
There's that I sat there and listened. So since
We're just break the list. Break the
when
list.
Brian here and when
I said, director, we're just gonna go through it.
takes it.
Yep. So we're gonna get it done.
I'm methodical about it and get through it. So
Keep them.
We're there.
Be a game changer.
Yep. Must be. He said that
Yes.
way.
I swear.
Oh yeah. So hopefully we'll get one and start getting. Those are the ones that you had.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Little project, and then we'll talk about these because I think that's a little bit more in depth. So our capital project last night, I shared with the board what I knew at the time, and that was that we have a release of science rooms with August, and the tech is going to be the first of September. That's not going to happen. So our behind schedule today, this out, and a lot of reasons, a lot of issues that go into why we're behind schedule. We're fixing that now, and by asking for clarity, very specific, ask for a make-up schedule, down the exact date. Science looking at like they promised me we're going to put a lot of effort into that. We can science room done the first week of September. So close. We're hoping it can be done earlier because I said anything we can do to get it earlier, we should be able to do it earlier. Our board is really going to hit that schedule and have anything for us. But worst case scenario, first week of September. That's fine. I said to them, our science are the most important. If that's done, that's going to impact construction organization, will impact building, will impact anything else. The rooms, on the other hand, we can do those for a while, the classrooms, having minimal impact on the building. So that's why we're choosing. What's the time is going to be fine.
What's the new?
So when I left the meeting today, we got down to pulling it out that we could. It was October 1st. Or so
Weeks behind.
But yeah, I want to explain something. Now the door jams were an issue. They off by a month. That does cause issue, right? But what ends up happening is if you get them released, that just means that they're released. And that means stuff has to be done. And you have to make sure the punch list isn't right. I'm not going to occupy a room that has a punch that has major issues. All that stuff has to be finished, and then we can move in the furniture, move in all vendors. Tech room is not going to be like, okay, we're going to do desks today. There's a lot that goes into that. So it's another week to two after the room release to get that room set up. So I'm looking worst case scenario. I'm thinking October 15th. Hoping I didn't want, but we have to have them set up. We bought computers for these rooms that can handle that program. We have to have it all set up and prepare. Like there's a lot of work that has to be done. Moving it back in, but so work through it. The principal's going to work with the tech department to make sure it is at this point.
I'm assuming no amount of sternly worded communication is significantly.
Oh, it's Sterling Water. And there's a lot of, we're working through, and maybe things can get better. And there, again, I think they're looking at their schedule and next a better understanding of where we are, because I asked for a very clear schedule with a set line of exactly when I can get that on both rooms by next Tuesday. So I think we'll have a better understanding by then. I'm just giving you 4-case scenarios.
Okay.
But
That's the worst to deal with then.
but this is how the project's going. And yeah, we'll take a tour. You guys can see where.
Hey, at least windows not getting or something asbestos or like something that's going to be impacting the whole building.
Any questions on the capital project?
What's in it? Private leeway in there?
Yep, the front leadway, all of our CAD
All your
programs,
CAD.
there's an 8th grade program, there's all classes like Kyle. He teaches all things technology
Classes,
are
yeah.
all there. Basically, our whole technology department is housed in that room. And that,
Yeah.
so it's a major component. We did, do work and do things out for that for a little while, change up the room to make it work. Because that's the hard construction. It was exactly as. Any questions on that, the rest of it? All right. So the last one that I wanted to bring back is go back around to facility use. At this time, last year, we basically shut down all use during COVID, and now we've actually a lot of community use of our facilities again. Following through our programs, right? They got to follow the protocol, follow all the different things going on. I want to get your in how you feel that, and you want to follow through this year because again, it's just different vaccinations, but about the variant. Personally, I want to keep our kids safe and our staff safe, but I also want the use of our building. I know they were looking at being a interfere beforehand. I'm a little nervous now, but vaccinated, spread out, that might be, because people haven't done interfere. Still things going. I get your opinion. Do you want it? How far do you want me to go? Use of facilities, or where do you want to kind of stuff? Like in education, are we going to open doors back up? I kind of want to talk about that today and see what.
Yeah, like I'm for with caveat that being more and more in the area now, the times unions, et cetera, they're now forcing CDC in general, and it's not CDC guidance for not saying CDC schools, whatever, but CDC guidance based on current transmission rates for and that is right now. You got to wear a mask coming in, but I'd love all of it done. I personally prefer that we kind of enforce guidance, at least tell people that they follow.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think that's not to ask. That's it depends on who you're at, but that's sort of my 2 cents. But I mean, you guys know how I feel about stuff. It's like I'll point to somebody else who's smarter than us.
Well, fair makes me nervous because it's great, vendors, but then you have an influx of large community coming in that building. No kids, right? There's no here, and you could do the vendor fair in time between. So, I have to look at risk students in comparison to just risk altogether. Is it now school this year? Like this club is right now, soccer fields. It's a sport, it's playing, it's outside, and there's very minimal bit to our day-to-day instruction with that. So totally fine with it. To get your input on how you want
a situation like this that we're going through, I mean, you're going to have a problem. It's just what it is. You can't a place like this with people around it, and you just can't make it perfect for everybody. You've got to focus to a certain of course. But, and you're gonna have problems in there. So, you know, my take on it is you gotta do the best you can. But we're gonna have something happen. You know it damn well, okay? You gotta be ready to eat something like that with a situation like this. You know, I mean,
I think you're spot on. You know, like education, right? Great for our community. It's great for everyone who wants to be a part of it. They come here and, you know what, we just, the protocol was attendance, we need to be in the room at the time, you know, whoever in charge of it, in case there's a contact tracing issue, right? I think, and then if that through it, contact the people who was there, it's over. You know, I think if that means that happens, I'm going to quarantine the building the next day because of that. So I agree with you, Jim. I just want to know where we want to go. Like, so let's say someone wants to use our auditorium. Are we comfortable having our auditorium utilized for a dance recital with people in here? We haven't even for our kids yet.
I mean, you gotta look, and, you know, you can't kill yourself with all the work you got to do here. It's a job.
Trish, what do you think?
I'd like the idea of if there's no crossover, so if there's, like the vendor, it's not well,
Right.
that doesn't make sense. What we're trying to do to keep our teachers, staff, and students, depending on editorial, that part of it, are we putting? Same with the, I want to have occupancy limit,
Yep.
that seems safe. Same with continuing education, like 40 people in a room do yoga. I think we can be smart about it. Ask people to do what we want to do on top of that, and then we hard.
Yeah.
But I love the idea of having a big group. All the kids are here.
Good. Okay.
That's my whole.
No, and I agree. So what if I'm hearing is right. It happen no matter what. But like let's first off, if there's one have people, it's not going to happen. Typically, we probably would do that anyways, right? If there's for staff, if we put it with, no. Now, if it's the troop using our swim area, which we've done, that's completely different. It's an offsite. An event out based on where we are, high transit rates and different things like that, you know, we still have to look at what are when we get them, what they say we are. Maybe be someone that is quicker, you know, people who are running. It could be simple. So we just do these things, mitigate them the best we can, and you know, if it's bad or we see it worse, then we ban them.
Yeah, I think the only thing I'd like to, which is like my favorite thing to do, is ask a question, say, you know, as a provider of space, is else that we should be doing, be smart about it, and our liability. I know we made some changes, so these use agreement passed pre-COVID around, I think what was it, passed with insurance to pass the liability on the people renting this, but just again, making sure call wise, is you know, for example, if we aren't for anything, are we opening ourselves up to liability if they're spread? Even was the yoga class 200 people here and a bunch of people just making us as the space or not?
We have all time to follow our good protocols and provide insurance certificates. So we do know that they have, in case something happens where, you know, we could actually have some ability that they know that, you know, we're the insured, you have the liability for that event.
Sometimes when you ask these things, they always tell you the ability, right? So they'll advise sometimes to say,
Yeah.
you're mitigate.
There's always going to be a bad.
So I just want to, you know, the answer we get might not be, you know, that I want to preface it saying they say that.
Yeah, maybe ask, and we are going through this, but how can we apply it? But
Right.
when I mean, I love to see continuing to come back. That was a big empty piece here. I mean, the swim was awesome.
We're trying to find somebody that's not.
Oh, so
They run it, yeah.
we didn't run that ourselves.
We did the.
Oh, you mean like a person?
Right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So they didn't get in. We're working on that. We want to bring the swim program. We want to bring these
Yeah.
to our community. And the swim program actually
Mhm.
sustain program. Yeah.
Right.
So that's
I think continuing on to make sure you just set, so people know what they're signing up for and what, so you don't have hesitancy perhaps, if you want people.
you just have to be very right.
Yeah.
Like a page, like a white page. This is it. This so when it
What
goes
we're
out,
doing.
your head, this is that you need to understand protocols. Bring a mask. And at least people in agreement.
Then decide if it meets
If
their
it works.
risk. Yeah,
Because we still have to follow the school protocol, we can't have it. In mind, have right? We can't have people wearing, and all of a sudden, you're here and you have to.
Mhm.
I think that is not going to be pretty
Great. What's the timeline of continuing?
good. I have not even thought it. Had a conversation.
I don't even. I remember the stuff during the winter.
Yeah.
Was it like a?
Rob,
Yeah, I
no
know.
idea. Never been here for.
Oh, huh. Oh, you've got Taylor because you lived in Israel for a while.
To say that I have all.
Yeah.
But I gotta be honest with you, I was here, the flood, all the issues that came out, and then COVID in March.
I
Yeah,
think
that
it's
was,
class, right?
Is it? It starts early fall all the way.
Yeah, I think so, from what I remember.
I remember. I think it was water aerobics,
Basketball, there's
Yeah.
volleyball.
defensive drive.
I think there's one thing.
Yeah, there was art club at Jen.
Sometimes rush.
I think just, whenever.
Yeah.
At this point, but it's, I haven't thought of continuing on until the conversation.
Who is that? Or,
Jeff and Joe, Jess and Joe,
but that's run by us.
is from like,
Yeah. I think it used to be planned.
yep, there. Cool. All right, anything else before we go to tour?
Ooh, you're on tour.
All right.
Yeah, on a tour.
No, so,
Hi.
all right.